He was at Navistar in Melrose Park yesterday, where the bill was actually signed. The head of the State Medical Society predicts that injured workers will have to now wait longer, in fact, for care, not shorter, and that will ultimately raise the overall medical care costs and lengthen the delay in getting those workers back to their regular jobs. Let me talk to Mr. Whitley. You felt that what Mr. Romanucci was just talking about, that there was some, you were quibbling with some of the points he made.
Just a couple items here. One being that there was a reference to benefit cuts. And in this particular case, in 2005, we increased benefits to workers. In the 2011 legislation that was just signed into law yesterday, there were no benefit cuts whatsoever to workers. Secondly, on the case of the medical fee schedule, yes, it's possible that some medical providers might rethink their status as being a workers' comp recipient for customers, but the fee schedule in Illinois is still one of the most lucrative in the country, and consequently, I'm not of the opinion that we're going to have a great reduction in access to care. The fee cost is something that will be negotiated over time. And then third, obviously there'll be a shakeout period for that as companies get more involved in being involved in picking preferred providers going forward. And then the third comment that I think is also appropriate to mention is that the state of Illinois runs the Workers' Compensation Commission. The state of Illinois is going to bring about some changes in the way the Workers' Compensation Commission is managed going forward. And so we're hoping there will be more disclosure, more openness in that whole process, and consequently we'll also find some savings there.
Let's talk to John. He called us. He's from the South Side, who has a comment about this whole story. John, you're on Politics Tonight. Hello, John.
Hi.
Hi, go ahead, make your point.
I just had a brief question in regards to how
the new Compensation Reform Act will...
How would it affect government agency jobs such as the police, fire department, Chicago Transit Authority, where the widespread abuse is so prevalent?
Mr. Romanucci, it doesn't affect everybody, but it does affect apparently a large portion of public employees.
There are some exclusions in the Workers' Comp Act. Very large police departments are excluded. So, for example, the Chicago Police Department does not fall under the Workers' Comp Act. They have their own private system. But you mentioned the Chicago Transit Authority. They are part of Workers' Comp. They would fall under that, so it would apply. And what Mr. Whitley said, I strongly disagree. He said there are no benefits cut. There are substantial benefits being cut here. So for older workers, their benefits will stop at age 67. At one point, those benefits would have continued for the rest of that worker's life. So now, at age 67, that worker, if he's still disabled, when the benefits would stop, he would have to transition over into another type of disability benefit, potentially Social Security disability, which would strain the overall federal system. So carpal tunnel benefits have been cut. That is a significant...
And I see that was singled out. Now, is there a spike in the fees associated with that? Are there just tons of claims with carpal tunnel? Is that why that was singled out?
In my opinion, the reason carpal tunnel was singled out, it was a reactionary, it was a knee-jerk reaction to what happened at an Illinois prison where there was a prevalent number of carpal tunnel cases that were cited because of the guards who were opening and turning the locks on these very old doors at the prison system. So there was a large amount of claims being filed at that prison. So it seems that they were trying to throw out the baby with the bathwater, and they did limit all carpal tunnel cases, not just to one particular industry. So carpal tunnel benefits are severely reduced, not only in terms of what's called permanent partial disability, which is what you would receive on a settlement, but also in terms of temporary disability, what you would receive for weekly compensation if you were injured.
This is the topic tonight. We are talking about the new Workers' Compensation Reform Act. It has made some change, and it may hurt some people, may benefit some companies. What is your thinking about this? You can call us for our next two segments, 877-358-2588, here on Politics Tonight. We'll be right back. the 1st of September. Our two guests